in life, never ever think gore batho ba go siile.
Yeah.
Batho ba go siile.
Yo.
A season ya gago e tla.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
o kgona go recover everything.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So people will always threaten you with big names.
Yeah.
People will always threaten you. Liluna, as you start this,
Yeah.
people will tell you Kabo McG, Kabo Sbu,
Yeah.
and all those other things.
Yeah.
That must make you to want to do more as compared to be threatened.
Yeah.
So when people start to speak negative against Ntweli Chuna,
Yeah.
Luna, you need to take this as your petrol.
Yo.
Elefe matla gore le propel le move.
Yo.
So now I'm that type of a person. Nothing will break me.
Yeah.
Whatever you say that is negative, it's not going to break me.
Yeah.
You cannot break me by how I am, how I look, and how I come from.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing that I can do about it.
Yeah.
But what I know, what I am about to do, what I am about to manifest,
Yeah.
it's something that is big, it's something that is great, and
Yo.
it's my focus in life. I started Star FM in 2003. It's 21 years this year. 20 years on air. How I see Star, I see it in the next 100 years in existence.
Yeah.
If Bakanka everything saga, tell the devil bring it on.
Yeah.
And easy. I'm not going to cry and say I'm ke tloza magap.
Yeah.
If ke sontse ke ye ko mkhukhung, ke qale ke sna bete, ke sna something, ke loza magap.
Yo.
Hey, that must be the spirit.
Yeah.
Remember, as a people, we are gifted, we are talented.
Yeah.
And in your talent, there are many things that are in you.
Yeah.
If we told our ngwanana, our ngwanana o ka itse go loga, o ka itse go apeya,
Yeah.
o ka kena le sekolo,
Yeah.
then you can be able go ka weekend o loga batho.
Yeah.
Kgotsa o apeya somewhere. The same as o le mojita, o ka ba bangwe, o na le batho ba bangwe ba na le passion ya go develop music kgotsa ya go etsa any other thing e o itseng o na le bokgoni ba yona.
Yeah.
O ka etsa o ntse pusha dilo tse tsa school. The biggest problem ke people who do not buy into dreams.
Yeah.
Re na le a problem e kgolo in our area,
Yeah.
whereby the generation e re fitileng mo go rona
Yeah.
does not want to invest in us.
Yeah.
We are not saying we are owed by them,
Yeah.
but we are saying ba re pusha mkombandlela.
Yeah.
The reason why I chose to honor this interview,
Thank you,
it is because there are people who also watered me to
Yeah.
be what I am.
You are now tuned in to the Township.
Dumela mo strateng. Yeah, today I gize go introduce ya. Yo, I spent days ke go research. I got to create Hlanganane solutions ko nene ke create PMW platinum TV. I saw some of your interviews, but ilang go pansa lo ena ke the Khatang interview. Yo, I was like, hey, who's this powerful man? The same day, ka tswela go madlera ga ya go sheba gore ka se ga rinje kgona go kopana le wena, because we also been pushing as khale rentse re kadile. So we needed to bring like an expert ga blela gore Wizzy field here in navigator yang, but through storytelling, because mo bathong ba strata we like to strip off the title sepele, get to know the person in his own ways. O butla ke ka go bitsa mabutlanganane o butihlanganane ba ke gore ke yeah.
Okay, nna le bitso la ka ke Hlanganane, ke tsala ko Malungane.
Yeah.
Ke mfana go Jourberton.
Yeah.
And it's an honor and a privilege gore ke tle go bathong ba strata.
Thank you.
Ke goletse go strateng, ke ngwana go strateng.
Yeah.
And ke understand that dilo tsa go strateng.
Yeah.
Sure. So whether mpitsa Hlangi, mpitsa Hlanganane, at work mpitsa Mr. H.
Mr. H.
As long as when you are comfortable, ke sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, bro.
Later.
Yeah, Hlanganane, so the upbringing ke batho starta da o goletse go kae o gotse yang bodilo tse yalo o godisitswe ke o ledile time.
I come from, I don't know whether to say poor background.
Okay.
But what I know ke gore ke godisitswe ke time ale o lady.
Yeah.
O lady laka never went to school.
Oh.
I remember at one stage ke moruto ngola.
Yeah.
I remember at one stage ke le laitenyane ke rumo mo China.
China.
Go dlalwa mo China, wa bona.
Yeah.
O lady laka ile back 2.
Yeah.
And then 2 o lady laka ke o lady ya na izamela. Na rekisisa di grunte.
Okay.
Ara le bana, so I come from that background.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yo, so time
time ana bereka ko hospital time o things already unfortunately passed on but time ala ka santsa le teng o teng mo Jourberton
o teng mo Jourberton
yo
so like upbringing go ke ntse ba ile ba di install like mo go lady ke start mo lady ke ke kwa go di lenile and o santse di apply or
the most important thing as a people we need to understand we don't control where we are born.
Yeah.
We don't control who gives birth to us.
Yeah.
It's something that you must adjust. Number two, we don't also control the environment.
Yeah.
A very, very, very dangerous place where I've seen people fight, get killed and all that.
Yeah.
But in all that, the values of family.
Yeah.
Like Tamalaka would say, after 6.
Yeah.
And as a result, that it's a law. To the chores that is a law.
Yeah.
So such upbringing has assisted us to be who we are.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, but like the wise ways, ke always mafoko ala khate ba rata go maelo again. The wise ways tsana dula go blela tsone ne le tsefe.
Believe in yourself.
Yeah.
And learn from the best ones.
Yeah.
Always know who you are and where you are coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, I will lead another ways. Yeah.
Very wise. Very wise.
Yeah.
Yes.
Time like
Tama, you know, Akishaba Tama like I know I get to be surprised because Tama was a very strict person, a disciplinarian.
Yeah, yeah.
So after time I go and today I look at him. The way I relate to Lebanon, it's totally different version. But he has instilled discipline, and it's important. We respect time, we respect the elders, we respect Batubabangwi.
Yeah.
We don't look down on anyone.
Yeah.
And anyone who yan through anything, ipe mo ditlakunza gage.
Yeah.
Rona we are a generation e reng ha re dlala bolo ko strateng.
Yeah.
Be go tla o lady a tshwere di plastic.
Yeah.
Re itse gore lady o tlo re delay. Rotlhe ra mo mathela re tla re tse plastic tse re di sa go ntlong kwa nnang teng. O right go lady a manga ke. So re fitla ra so re sharp lady sharp.
Yeah.
Re tsa re tsamaya ro dlala.
Yeah. Yeah.
We grow from that environment.
Yeah, Pasha. Yo, cause I could tell even cause I was anxious to call you or not to call you. Like I get a risky. Your approach. Call it yo. You know how to speak to people. You calm them down. You handle every situation with care. Because we were supposed to have the interview last week Saturday.
Yes.
Unfortunately, because a lot of people don't reply. It's either I will play like 1, 2, and 3. Oh. So also go la Hlanganane.
Ko gae we batswadi ba ka batswa ko Giani ko Limpopo.
Yeah.
So in terms of ethnicity re Matsonga Mashangane.
Yeah.
So a re dlala bolo that's all.
Yeah.
A le jiwa go ta ne Mashangane le la re jisa. Number 1, number 2 including I can never rekisa go gae di groente and stuff.
Yeah.
Kamalaka ke ra batho moriri.
Yeah.
So no go bitswa ko Mashangane.
Yeah.
So you've always had a stigma around you.
Yeah.
You always have a stigma around all those things. So you had to survive in that situation.
Yeah.
So in short, I'm saying it does not matter where you come from. You don't have control over that.
Yeah.
You don't have control over your pigmentation. Kabunchu.
Yeah.
You don't have control over the sokola yang.
Yeah,
but you've got control over what you are going to become.
Yeah.
So
boss,
become.
Become. Yeah.
Yes.
Because I love the interview lady with Nto. That's why I can replay ke se bile ka hlangana di daredevil. Why you to say? No, I can say there. I sa tlholele devil. Because Godman khona la mafoko that interview is powerful. Ke tlo kenya mo description in go class. I think everybody should listen to it. What? Yeah. But hlangana so high school skolo ke eng ile a gopola go sona. Ila gela sa go o study go kae primary
Ke startile ko khaya lethu ko Jourberton ko Bosranta ka ya Zamkulunga.
Yeah.
Ko Zamkulunga there was a school ko Valreefs Bulwa Valreefs Technical High. So Valreefs Technical High
Yeah.
ene batla bana ba botlhale.
Yeah.
So ne ke le ko top 5 top 10
Yo.
ema standard 5 at that time.
Yeah.
So ha ke le ko top 10 top 5 o lady ya ko next door rona ne le mistress da.
Yeah.
So o tla ko time la ka ari umntana o kgelekgele
Yeah.
funeka ungena isikolo sebelungu so hayi mfunela imali and time la ka was like ndinayo imali mna but I was like no you can't umntwana funeka aye kweso sikolo and come at that time I was admitted to Jourberton Technical High School and I finished my matric there.
Whoa. Then after high school, did you further your studies?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Music has always been chasing me.
Yeah.
Maybe safe to say I've got a cousin, DJ Kanyani.
Yeah.
So when I was a small boy, I would go to 622B, Ndlovu Road, go Zone 5 Meadowlands. So
Yeah.
Nerutswa di cassette. Now I was this young boy that Nerutswa di cassette ke tla ke tsa di mixtape e di rekisa go di taxing. So I've always been a businessman. Always been a businessman. Always wanted to make extra money from somewhere.
Yeah.
So I even gained a name, Di Katara, DJ Hlangi, the one.
Yeah.
So I come from that background.
Yeah.
Yes. At school, academia, yes, but the hobby I was balancing the thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So how did you strike the balance between the two, like academia and those?
I did. I think I did, but I did electrical engineering
Yeah.
and then I was started imagining myself overall. Like, hey. Because after your N6, you've got to go do 18 months practical.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, overall. Maybe because Kerato Ajua,
Yeah.
but in the process, then I started a business. Neki Hirsa Sound business. So I was making money go tuku.
Yeah.
And then until the idea of starting a formal thing, radio station came. Then Star was born.
Star FM.
Star FM was born out of that yes.
But so again, going back to what you said, like, is it something from home or pushing multiple sources of income or multiple sources of careers like DJ Mbodilo like what gave you that mindset especially?
Look, remember as a people we are gifted, we are talented.
Yeah.
And in your talent there are many things that are in you.
Yeah.
If we told only one
Yeah. Yeah.
then you can be able to weekend
Yeah.
somewhere. The same as Olimjita. Una passion ya go develop music kgotsa ya go etsa any other thing e o itseng o na le bokgoni ba yona o ka etsa o ntse pusha dilo tse tsa sekolo. Maybe the shortest thing ke gore I think Modimo in us has put 4 sources of income. Eden was supplied by 4 rivers that was living Eden. So in us there are 4 sources that we need to be able to push. If you are a person who only source one income, you are close to die. Because if that source dies, you dead. But if you've got 4 sources of income, then you are to continue.
So when you start Star FM, is it the because starting something that has never been in the area, weren't you afraid going forward?
Remember in life Funalebatu that will tell you. Remember Kenalitsoku Komasenkeng is a good brother. We went to the same school. And we were doing this. Renali, some guys, and they were asking him. So tax little star mang behind this. That guy said Maka Musi and he was mentioning big names. So people will always threaten you with big names. People will always threaten you. Liluna, as you start this, people will tell you Kabo make G, Kabo Sbu, and all those other things. That must make you to want to do more as compared to be threatened. So when people start to speak negative against Ntweli Chuna, Lona, you need to take this as your petrol. So now I'm that type of a person. Nothing will break me. Whatever you say that is negative, it's not going to break me. You cannot break me by how I am, how I look, and how I come from. Because there's nothing that I can do about it. But what I know, what I am about to do, what I am about to manifest, it's something that is big, it's something that is great, and it's my focus in life.
Yo. Hlanganane.
Yes.
I got lost in the motivation there. But like in your maybe somehow your down days, like motho a fetsa ho bolela mafoko, what source of strength, what did you draw from? Like, cause like we all have, I believe like we all have these emotions like sadness. So what was your solace? Where did you say, Emo? Did you read a book? Is it innate, or is it a friend? Is it whoever? What are other sources that you got strength from, or positivity to drift away from the negativity?
Look, in life, it is important to understand, whatever you want to do, somebody has done it before.
Yeah.
Learn from the best practices of the previous people.
Yeah.
If you want to emulate McG, and look at what does McG read, what makes him strong, what are the negative things that he was told, what are the things that, so you find solace for take it in yani. If bakanka everything saka, tell the devil, bring it on. And easy. I'm not going to cry and say I'm get close am hap. If ki sontse ki ye ko mkhukhung ki qale ki sna bete ki sna something ki loza mahap. Hey, that must be the spirit. So in you must, oftentimes re batla go bolelwa ke batho. Khanti khona le nako e wena ka bona, when you look into the mirror, you must talk to yourself. You must talk to yourself to say, I am wonderfully made. I am born for greatness. Whatever that is in me, I'm bigger than Beyonce. I'm bigger than Jay-Z. I'm bigger than anyone else. The moment you begin to tell yourself, you are things will begin to manifest, and you're going to be you. Sure.
You see why I call you the devil? You're taking the world.
Devil, bring it on.
See?
Yes.
Yo. So when we get to start, what was like the ups and downs? So say Lagampa, maybe your three biggest downs, your three biggest up.
Your ups would be people that knows you and where you are coming from. And two, so go area isn't right. I was all like about right, and then you come from the ethnic isn't right. So like why is it start is Zamilwe Kibomang? And when Amasaka, I want to nix. When I want to and all that. Two, obviously people would not want to invest in you, but Baba eating goes one thing. Oftentimes people that knows you and your background, they get to be threatened by what you are bringing. Because can you do it? Are you sure? I remember because Nekitsui is lighting a DJ. There are people who are school. So now school, and they would go like Mzala, which is Ngamla. Mzala at that time, I would have like school. Mzala, which is Ngamla. And by the time people will begin to question your credentials, because you're quiet, you're minding your business, and you focusing more in Tonsaha. So those things still are the things. Number two, the biggest problem is people who do not buy into dreams. Renalib a problem in our area, whereby the generation does not want to invest in us. We are not saying we are owed by them, but we are saying about Pushem Kombandlele. The reason why I chose to honor this interview, it is because there are people who also watered me to be what I am. I do not spend time the negatives. I want to spend time on people that every time. And like, we are guy. Then so there will always be people that touches into this thing. That is that. And also dicho miman agriculture from technical school, so dicho mitsaka sare le ke di artisan ba tla go dladleng ka dikoloi la ke santsane ke bloma go dladleng, so batswadi ba ka ba reng o ya nqena ga funi yo sebenza o ya nqena ka yabona, and it touch batswadi wrong into eo. So that is what is the problem. But in life, never ever think gore batho ba go sile. But I will see a season ya gago etla o kgona go recover everything.
Yo, Brahlangi.
Yes.
You should have added motivational speaker and like a truth teller to that. Truth teller to that. Yeah. First join my brother is another podcaster from Fireside.
I'm from Fireside Conversations. It's also a podcast, but we always work together.
No, sure.
Lebatwa Strata.
No, tell him your real name.
Anyway, Rata Lebitso like was strating. You are Kimin Glorious.
Glorious.
Okay. Yeah, no, so that's what it is.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna jump into the whole thing. You know, I've seen and I've heard quite a lot about you, and your story is very inspiring, to be honest.
Thank you.
So I just wanted to get into one thing. I'm not sure the direction that you guys were taking before I came here, but I just wanted you to highlight the importance of community radio stations and the difference that they can make within communities. Because people have radio stations and they tend to follow the way the national radio stations they operate in terms of just being commercial. Yes, and then community radio stations have a role to play. So I would like you to zone in on that fact.
Look, if you remember, community, it's people that are converging and staying in an area, whether geography and everything. So the biggest role of community radio is for information of the people in the area, how I understand. Let's example, if Hokatwa ko Sizabantu, what's accident no. I mean, no other radio will cover it than a radio in your community. To say the moment Batung, is like today when I was leaving home, kita so hona le lori ini wile likolo yuko tutsila. Understand? Now you call a presenter and says, go R503, please note and all that. Then eventually everybody who's listening is able to do that. But let me tell you a very interesting story. The other day in Motlek Stopo Koloya Utsuyo. Somebody calls the radio station and says, because somebody is also listening, the other one so we call the police and says, because of this communication, boom, Number two, it is at platforms like at community level. Community would be like grassroots, like Dintosa Strat. It's where you change the paradigm. It's where you change the way people see and perceive things. It's where you bring in people with expertise and whatever to come and inspire and share the best practices. Through radio, those things are easily done. And also, it's where somebody else comes back and says, Kinna bongani wa malaika, Kinna mang wa ing and yes, restatile religious daughters, restatile really bomang and all that. So those are powerful things that we are able to do. That very, very important. Also, distribution of information. You understand? Also, identification of talent. You know, today it pleases me to see people. You cannot get your degree or your diploma. Also, it's 18 months practical. To students who are studying at institution of higher learning, when they come to start, get those practicals and leave, you know, one finds solace and satisfaction as a result of this existence of this modem. We understand our people are getting assisted and helped. Yes.
Yeah. No, that's rather a full answer.
Gives you more than you demand. Gives you that and extra. But the blueprint to the community radio station.
Yes.
Did you start at blank mind or through the steps
in life? In anything in life, you need to be mentored. You cannot start anything and not befriend people that are already there. So whilst I was there was Voice of Soweto at that time. Ilego Dube, Middlelands Zone 5 Ikhaufi. So Nekiya so Kopanele Wontate Mhlongo and other guys there, and I was like, "Enhle le nto nichuna kanjani?"
Yeah.
And then they will tell you, hey, this is the processes that you follow and all that. And also at the time there was Mafisa in Rustenburg, I went.
Yeah.
There was Walter in Taung, I went. You know, if you want to learn best practices, you need to do that. If you want to be rich, befriend rich people, they will teach you how to become rich.
Yeah.
If you want to be successful, befriend successful people, they will teach you how to become successful. Because you will ask them how they do this thing and they will show you the way.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know, when you mentioned Voice of Soweto, you took me back. You know, that's where Penelebiane started. Remember Zek Takile?
Yes.
Yeah, I know, man. Voice of Soweto, yeah, I know. In a strong. So now, you've been in this space for quite some time, and now there's the advent of podcasting. You know, do you foresee a stage where the podcast space actually partners with the radio space, in terms of the activities that can do, to bring about a positive change within the communities?
Look, partnerships are, you must never be threatened by anything that comes. Radio is 9,900 years now, and it's here to stay. The reason why it is here to stay, remember, a podcast is focusing on a particular subject, and radio is packaging all these subjects. So partnerships and everything are more than welcome. Sometimes you can even identify talent from someone that is doing a podcast to be able to say, but this is a presenter, and you can take the podcast, you can take a person live on radio and make it a podcast.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
No, I did that on purpose. You know why?
I knew. I knew I could read. You are checking whether is there a word of possibilities.
No.
Or about an envelope. Sure.
But in terms of adding on that,
Yes.
or in terms of these innovations, or like your TikToks, because I've seen how TikTok lives also threaten. People are saying, I don't think they threaten the podcast or the Lozea. But where do you see technology emerging with radio in the near future?
Look, I'll make an example. If you are in radio and you are innovative, why don't you make it live low and only go radio? And in the process, you are also broadening your listenership. Star FM is supposed to do Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, but we're now on a listenership anywhere in the world. There are people that know, sorry, this time we are enjoying this guy with his topics, and we do that. So you're not threatened. You use the same YouTube, use the same TikTok for your and the Facebook Live for your advancement. Now you are breaking the barriers and you're broadening the horizon of your coverage. Yes.
You know, I like the belief that you have in radio, the power of radio. I mean, the fact that it's been around for almost a century, and the listeners, obviously, they are constantly looking forward to hearing certain content on radio. Now, there's also this thing, content on demand, right? We know with radio it's live and then it passes on. Yes, you do record certain podcasts that you keep on your website and everything like that. But a lot of the times with the podcast, we do certain things that are dedicated to a certain target audience. How has that affected the listenership of radio in general? Not just the FM, just in general.
Radio is not affected at all. People multitask. This is the same as when you are holding a remote control, knowing what are you watching at 6:30, what are you watching at 7, what are you watching at 9, what are you watching. The same is radio. Radio has consistent people that follows. People follow what they want to hear. People follow. For example, Bahulu. I also know. Sunday they will go to Ntate Tuso. And Ntate Tuso has been there, has built them, and you can't take it personal. People follow character, people follow personas into radio and even TV. Yes. Okay. So you can't easily get threatened.
All right.
But in terms of, again, speaking about another media, maybe, like Platinum TV, we wanted to get more information on it or on your relation with it, because we have let's just say my generation mostly dead and already guy. We see them on YouTube, we see clips more on it. Maybe motosa eating, can you expand more where did it originate from?
I am involved in Platinum Northwest TV as doing some program. There's a program that I did, As We Rise,
Yeah.
and also another program. And I do not have authority to speak on their behalf of who they are, what they are, but
Yeah.
I'm sure that they will be more than welcome to come to Lunza Strata.
Okay.
They'll be more than welcome to partner with you in some of the project that they do.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. But as we rise, can you on that topic you can work on as we rise?
Yes.
Which is your
Yeah.
program.
Yes,
Yeah, your
it's my
programs.
brainchild.
Yeah, we wanted to just yeah.
Well, As We Rise, it's a TV program where you invite people in their different speciality. If you come in as a doctor,
Yeah.
go As We Rise would say you're a doctor, and the doctor only the private hospital. Why?
Yeah.
Only the medical things. Why? Because As We Rise is about a nation, a people, black people rising up. So as we rise, we need to raise questions and raise challenges to say it cannot be that we do not own the means of making sure that we are here forever.
Yeah.
So as we rise, we will do that. When you come as an artist, those would likely questions. When you come as a businessman, those are likely questions, etc.
Yeah.
So it's a program that is looking at that,
Yeah.
and it's a 30 minutes program show.
Yeah, Hlangi. Yo.
No, I actually like the concept behind As We Rise, and you know, with the different platforms that are coming up, and haven't you thought of a way or a means of expanding it so that it has like a wider audience reach? Because I think the crux of the subjects that you are discussing there are very important to an extent that I think that people should not only discuss them, but they should actually get on the ground and start working on
Radical conversation.
Radical conversation.
Okay. No, I will do it after this.
Okay.
But just listen to it. On Radical Conversations,
Yeah.
we talk of the current things. Like now, last week we were talking. So elections came and went.
Yeah.
What do we think? Lamakwala stengisa.
Yeah.
And the attitude that is there, the arrogance that our leaders are displaying, and all that. And now, as we follow news, we are looking at the compromises that are made, and also we look at such things. I've just spoken to the former mayor Ntate Nsulela now 10 minutes ago. He's one that has been sending messages to say, so Wambile Matlosane, we don't have mayors that stays. What's wrong? And he was like, hey, I went to Lituli House in a meeting. But we talk of things that says, why are we putting people that are not relevant to lead positions and put our areas and towns in this? So at the Radical Conversations, we talk radical and we non-stop. As Jiki, as Sabi, as Navalo.
No fear.
But like going forward, do you see what do you see Kantarona Ego guy, Obona Ego guy currently?
Look, for evil to prevail is for good people to sit and do nothing. Sitting and do nothing, 20 years from now, if young people are looking at Mjaivo, Mjolo, and Butahwa, our country is gone. We will be controlled by foreigners. But it takes us as young people to begin to be involved into things that matters. We talk too much and we do little. I repeat, we talk too much and we do little. So we need to do more. We need to collaborate. We need to do things on our own. It can't be that at a country of 60 million people, it depends from 4 million people who by feed. Proto barona, they do not come from us. Mahir wajang abona khona le dikukumo. Mahir wajang do not come from us. The drink that we drink does not come from us. If regard somebody goes spaza is not owned by us, mindset is wrong. So until we change such a mindset, we are not going to go anywhere. So this country cannot be blamed on politicians only. We are free to be able to emancipate and take over. The moment we become, for example, if you learn from the Jews, the Indians, the Afrikaners and all that, these people, they decided on their own to take it upon themselves to change situations. Where you come from is not important. Where you are going is important. It does not matter. What matters is you are saying, I'm going to break this chain of poverty from Kodladling. I'm going to break this in and start. We need to start generational wealth. We need it. I always say, it is ludicrous and wrong that bana ba rona ba go berekela batho ba bang. Bana ba rona they must work in our companies. So that means generation rona must start companies. So as bana ba rona when they study ba etsa yalo. Today when you see companies tsa batho ba bang o fitlhela o tsama go morago ga truck a be go bolella fan sale fair food, fan sale transport since 1910. Ke generation ya bokae mo. So when is our generation starting? We need to break from this thing when we meet re kopana re donate la bojwala, when we meet re kopana re donate la dilo tse di sa re etseng. We need to be able to say, how do we start? And this is what will change the way our country is going. We need to take it upon ourselves. We move away from blaming. Environment fear it clear. We take it upon ourselves. Sure.
It's not how you start that matters, it's how you finish, right?
Yes, yes.
So, when you are talking about the fact that the onus is upon us as a people to decide where do we go, it takes me back to the fact that the government has taught people a culture of expectancy, we are going to give you a free house, we are going to give you the social grants, and so people are always expecting things to be done for them. I feel that that's not the way it should be done. Things should be done. I think that we need to actually start engaging at a level. We want to improve our lives so that we are not reliant on government. As you said, there is a sense of arrogance from the leadership. It seems like they are in those positions, but not really favor. You understand? And that's not how we should be looking at these things. We should actually not only take them to account, but we also should be accountable for where we are going, the directions that we are taking as a people, how we are trying to improve our lives.
Yeah, look, something is wrong with us, but you know what is wrong? The system that is affecting our thinking. Give me 350. Nah. Beke ya go ranking. Beke rekisa coffee. Beke etsa le magwenya 350 ka di starter dilo tseo. Shukiri, coffee, magwenya. Month 3 I will be independent from 350. In short, you need to be able to say, throw me to the wolves. I'll come leading them. But our mindset, it's a mindset all wrong. Yeah, entitlement. So we need to teach each other at family level that we move away from being entitled. And then from there, and also instill values. I said when we started the podcast, now late like at the age of 6, 7, and I'm fighting tamati di tapol. I'm your tengis. And at the age of 9, I had a soccer team. Ne few agrivai and Saturday. Cooking putzi, beetroot, cabbage, and all those. You are also taught the power of decision making. And you are also taught the power of hiring and firing. Some of the chomitahar. So these are some of the things that we need to teach our people. That we must teach people survival, lessons from the eagle, lessons from the lion, lessons from the jackal, lessons from all these other things. Yes.
Yeah, no, that's a very powerful statement.
But because I've noticed one thing: people who put these the current leaders that we have in power is the vast majority, and the vast majority maybe. They have a mindset that the way things are, they cannot get better than this. We have a vast majority of youth in the more guidance. So those who can teach them, or those who can show them the light, most of the time, because I feel like a vast majority, as a country, these leaders that we're discussing about, most of the time they are put by majority. It's 30 years before. So I feel like the information problem.
I don't want us to blame the leaders. Let's make a practical example. Who is a councillor in this ward? And what is the role of young people? What is it that you are doing in this ward to change the ward itself? You understand? Sharp and all that. What do we do? It becomes important. So we must not relegate it. We must not relegate the problems. But we need to be able to say, because we are relying on them. The moment you don't rely on any person, you are free. And when you are free, you cannot be told. Sure.
Self-reliance.
Exactly.
Self-reliance. You've told us more, and from more. I'm inspired because I'm inspired because I was expecting short. Like it's a best from like the interviews I've been seeing. Keep on delivering. You know, and maybe if I listen to your clip 10 times, I'm like, but there's more. There is always more. But like no, some of the like youth, especially Baba Strateng. What are the ways of Baba so
Look, I love the word strata because in life, if you're not streetwise, but also be streetwise when it is necessary. When, for example, don't use your energy in your youth to kill you households of it. Don't use your energy in your youth to kill you households of it. That body, for it to carry you for extra 70 years, it needs you to nagegele. What you drink, what you eat, what you read, the conversations that you are having are decided by you. Be choosy on what you take. Be choosy on what you choose to watch. Be choosy on who you associate with, because you know your worth and you know who you are. Stop being available for things that do not want you. Stop being available because, you understand? Stop going into they are not. There are two types of people in life when you meet. Those that will elevate you and those that will take you down. Go for people that will take you up and challenge you, challenge your thinking, challenge your things. And nality standards. Because we're kids. You might be at your situation now. Be sharp. And it's fine. But when I self go and not lowering, I give dilote. I give aimo. I give skimmy batuba. It be like you then nothing will catch up with you.
You know, when Aubuaga on it takes me back to personal branding. Now this is a twofold question. What is the importance of personal branding? You know, and how should it be associated or disassociated with any brand that you are a head of? You know, should your personal brands be aligned to maybe a business that you are running, or should they be disassociated, and you know, how should they work together if so?
I'll make an example with me. There's Star FM, there's Hlanganane, or Mr. H. I'm busy pursuing businesses on, for example, H Property, H Entertainment, and H whatever. Those would be private things. And then H, the facilitator, the speaker, and the author. Versus my association. So those things, you need to separate them. But what is important is, look, the world treats you the way you treat yourself. And the world address you the way you dress. So if you look the part, you are almost becoming. But if you, whatever you want to become, we're now busy lengisa. Mara batla gore o CEO a ona motho tlotsa serious. Your fashion sense must change. But I also said, whatever that you want to be, look on the other people that are doing it and how they present themselves in the field that you want to be into it. Sure.
Okay. No, thanks. That does answer my question.
Yeah, but this one is actually for us, or the
Yes.
people who are interested in pursuing specifically in the Matlosana area, or like I to pursue the media, the media media platform, what are some of the things that we should be alert for? What are some of the things that maybe say if you want to navigate and create networks, especially as a media platform,
I'll make an example. 2 weeks ago, there was a podcast conference somewhere in Cape Town.
Yeah.
You know, people invest in how they look more than how they sound.
Yeah.
So invest in how you want to sound. Look, your network is your net worth.
Yeah.
So your net worth is going to be dependent on who is in your list of people that you would call and say, Grootman, can I problem ya camera, but it will be Grootman, can I problem ya mic, it will be because you develop a relationship sharp.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
For example, I'm looking at these cameras, I'm like, I think I saw 2 cameras like this in my house, you understand, that are sitting there. And I've been asked, why don't you do a podcast? So immediately I'm thinking partnership. If cameras are 3, this angle, that angle, and this angle, you understand? And also possibility of growth and network, you understand? Sure, that's what is important.
Actually, the cameras are what brought us together.
Yeah.
Because I've got 2 of the same, and then we spoke about it to say that we need to start working together so we can maximize the resources that we have.
Now,
you know?
now imagine if you also take out the brand Wastrata. Anyone that wants to do a podcast for 1 hour, charge 1,000 randa, set up when I push on to
Exactly.
you're making money. Now, I like opening net because ke thuisa mara ke drinki wa bona dikukunyana wa bona re direkile ko lady o mongwe wa ka kwale. So you need to also generate money, so as khali ya dladling at the end of the month you are able to say a fete re gaile a re tlha re bayang dilo re o fitla re beya go godimo ga tafole o lady ke tshuna di ding wa bona because tsa gore o tsamaya motshegare o tla o etseng it's not it. So the business sense of this it dependent on your thinking. The business side of it, it depends on how do you now turn it to become serious. Hey.
Yeah, no, I thought we were coming to interview him. Now we came for a motivation.
I'm sure how many minutes?
No, it's still good actually. The SD card is massive. It's huge. KK 128.
Sure, my brother.
Yeah.
Pushing staff maybe to close to 10 years right now.
No.
Yeah.
Since like I've been listening for
Yeah, you can come closer,
yeah.
boss. Yeah.
So I would like to know like where do you see yourself and Star FM from 10 years from now?
I started Star FM in 2003. It's 21 years this year. 20 years on air. It's time to hand over to people that will run. Naki sharp, I'm 50 this year. So I must hand it over and focus on other things. And I must pursue how I see Star. I see it in the next 100 years in existence. I see it starting from Yona. We have people that have gone from Star to bigger institutions and are doing very well. And I was invited COVID now this whole week. I told you so the networks that I was doing, Power FM, Mamang. So I know people now. And I was also saying, man, if kuna story go like stop, you told string or reporting from that. No, kita patala 1.2. So imagine every week kuna story, somebody will report dilote 1.2 to 4.8. Although it's an extra money, but it must be managed by Star. Star will say we will give you 600, and that 600 comes from us. The business sense of it. So the important thing, or whatever that you do, look at the business sense for it to sustain itself.
For me, I'm covered up. I don't know the question is again. So I'm not question.
What's up? If I get happy, I get happy. What's the most difficult ones? Hola. My bra.
Okay, now you know what's in terms of news report and something like that. Normally, it's like somebody in school. I wanted to be a journalist. Then I met this guy. I went introduced into podcasting. So I'm asking in terms of journalism part. Maybe you have your own journalists. It's about Star FM, right? It's a reporter. So those journalists, I'll maybe in the next few years, the intern, Baba monitor where journalist interest, how it works, something like that.
My dear brother, whatever that you want to become, take it to school. That's what I said. You want to be a journalist, what is it that you are doing to become? You understand? What are you Googling? How to become a good journalist, how to report stories, where to ways of making your story interesting. Importantly also, what do you want to specialize in? There are journalists that are sports journalists, because they are passionate about sports. There are journalists that are that are political reporters. They will report that. There are journalists that would report crime, because we the story about crime and everything. So you need to identify what you want to report, what is on your interest, and then from there focus on it. But take it to school.
No, when you're talking about taking it to school, I also would like to add on to that. A lot of people don't understand that you become what you meditate on. For instance, you told him about the research that he does on the phone. What does he Google? Is he trying to understand, how journalism works? You gave him the different scopes of journalism. I think that the moment you invest yourself holistically in anything that you want to pursue in life, automatically you become that thing. And then you take your mind and you throw it into the deep end. And you will find avenues of actually ending up in that environment that's going to open the gates for you to be the person that you want to be.
Imagine also in a situation, for example, if you are an entertainment journalist and you go like, well presenter, you don't, you go to a presenter and tabi saying kuma. Vetu go show ya gago ke batlo feature 10 minutes re bua mgozi. Wa bona? And then obo shapa mgozi wa teng batho ba follower ba beletsa di inging. Then you're making money out of it. Then suddenly, because you are in demand, you've got numbers. People will chase and look for you. Money will come. You see, our problem, we need to get to a space in life whereby we position ourselves where we stop chasing money. But we are so positioned that money begins to chase us. When you are in a position, money, for example, Tyler or South Africa, only followership and all those things. I pursue anyone, it's people that are pursuing her. Now she's seen Kachalete, she's doing interviews Kachalete, but it is because she has worked on her brand.
No, that's great, man. I think that the platform is still open for the guys to ask as many questions as possible.
Professor Ningna, last 6 minutes.
Question is Buddha. Tay.
Just from us sitting over here, the one thing that came out the most was proactivity. Being active in a sense, we want to make a difference in our immediate environment. I would like to actually, pose a challenge to either everyone that's sitting around here or the viewers as well. There's the last half of the year that is left, and we know that in certain months we celebrate women, then there's the festive and so on. And I think that there's maybe one project that we can put together. It's about to start our fireside conversations, and we will engage you further on that. That is actually going. I don't want us to do one of those things or on one day we're going to do a soup kitchen and just give food to the people. I would like for us to work on a project that is actually going to be given a long-term effect so that people can benefit from it. You understand? We just create something and hand it over to the community so that they can actually utilize it to grow. I'm putting it broadly out there. It's a challenge for us to actually do something and show the people that what we talk about we can actually practice. I don't know what you say about that.
Yes.
This is as much as Logona le batho ba inspiring, especially this podcasting thing makes you a life forward. So on la mafoko a ratang go botsa Ankaza, what does Mr. Hlanganane want to be remembered as? Those ways, Ogandarai, go.
I want to be remembered as, I believe in a candle loses nothing of its own when it lights others in their time of need. So I want to be remembered as a candle that would not mind to go light other candles in their time of need.
Hlanganane, kopang ba sa Hlanganane. Mos. Batho ba strata, leave the comments go tlase da wa bona. So far inspired. Thank you, Mr. Hlanganane.
Hola,
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Hlanganane, it was good to meet you.